Imagine you're in need of a personal trainer, so you go to your local gym and instead of seeing someone that's totally in shape, you see this.
There's nothing wrong with my body.
What? What?
If you wanted to get in better shape, would you hire a fat personal trainer? I know it sounds kind of shallow, but I think it's an interesting think piece. Some of you are probably quick to think, obviously, if you're going to be training people to get in shape, you yourself should be in shape to lead by example, right? It only makes sense. But I'm gonna give you a paradox. What if that fat personal trainer is amazing at their job? They've got tons of testimonials of client transformations. Or what if they were 400 pounds and they've lost 120 pounds so far over a period of years in their weight loss transformation? Do you feel like a judgmental asshole now? When you think of a stereotypical personal trainer, what comes to mind? I've been in the fitness industry for about 6 years now, but I've been working out avidly for about 14. And when I think of what other people think about personal training, I imagine someone that's always into themselves. All they talk about is working out. They've got like a very intense personality to like motivate others. They're in amazing shape and they judge others that aren't. This is a big factor as to why a lot of people stay away from personal trainers. They think that we're all judgmental. It's crazy to think the amount of times I've talked to people that said they're quote unquote not ready for a personal trainer. It blows my mind. They're imagining a personal trainer that's going to be yelling at them and possibly judging them while they're working out. And for that reason, overweight and out of shape people might be a little intimidated. For a lot of fat people, quite frankly, they're ashamed to even step into a gym. And because of that, they might be looking for a personal trainer more like our guy, Roy Belzer Fitness, featured on TikTok. Not even sure if that's his real name, we're just gonna go along with it. He's a body positive personal trainer that embraces every inch of his body. And when I say every inch, I mean every inch. Holy sh! Am I on the wrong side of the hub? What the? He's one of the people that believe he's just as healthy as he is compared to someone that is slimmer with a lower body fat percentage. Sam Smith here is constantly spreading the message that a fat person can do everything someone with less body fat can. If you're a personal trainer, why don't you just lose the weight? Losing weight isn't my goal. My body can function just as well as when I had abs. Really? It's exactly the same, huh? No difference whatsoever? That 100 extra pounds of excess body weight makes no difference, right? Now I want you to tell me that exact same thing after walking 10 flights of stairs, sir.
Hold on. Fuck. It's this shoe.
To this guy's credit though, he is mobile. He's a mobile big boy. He's also flexible and has coordination. So he's even doing like those exercises that influencers used to do back in the day on Instagram. Hiba Ali comes to mind, and yeah, she has a story that's a trip too. Like, it's really impressive. He's got really good hip mobility. Like, look how low he goes on these side squats here. But it still doesn't change the fact that at the end of the day, you know, being overweight, especially with excess visceral fat, is scientifically linked to a variety of illnesses such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer. The list goes on. And I think it's very misleading and even irresponsible as a personal trainer to perpetuate this message that it's perfectly healthy to be fat at any size.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
I've got 3 McDonald's breakfast sandwiches. Which one's the best?
He's dead.
Join me on my Fat Positive radio show.
Which didn't last long because she died.
As you can imagine, due to his size and profession, there are people online constantly coming for this guy.
If you're a fat personal trainer, you should be executed.
One of my favorite things is when the trash takes itself out. Hi, I'm Roy. I am a fat personal trainer. And I've been working in the fitness space for like 7 or 8 years now, and it never ceases to amaze me the amount of toxicity there is amongst other trainers. Personally, I advocate for body inclusivity in the fitness space always, and most of that stems from the fact that my own personal journey in fitness started with a severe IED almost unalived me, so I have no regrets about being in a larger body now. And as it stands now, I don't work with clients who work specifically on weight loss goals because it's not good for my mental health. And there are thousands of other goals that don't have to do with the size of your waist. I was really nervous about having a career in fitness when I put on a little bit of weight, but people flocked to me because they no longer found me intimidating.
Now, I think it's safe to say that this dude probably doesn't want to literally off all fat personal trainers. I don't think he's the fat guy strangler from Family Guy, but I can sense the disdain for sure. But this video adds some context as to why our boy Roy here is such a big advocate for the whole healthy at every size propaganda. There was a point in his life when he was extremely thin, almost ending his life. And fortunately and unfortunately, like, he managed to bounce back, but he ended up on the other extreme side of the spectrum. I don't know how true that is, but we're gonna go with his origin story. He's not like my 600 pounds life kind of big, but he's up there. This kind of trend is pretty common with people in the body positive community. Hopefully you guys aren't chronically online like I am, but in case you don't know what a body positive influencer is, they're essentially big people that just constantly say how great it is to be fat, no matter how big they are. And for those of you that are familiar with it, you ever wonder why these body positive influencers are so damn passionate about their cause? I'll tell you how it usually happens. A lot of these people earlier in their life actually started out trying to be healthy. They may have tried a variety of diets with lots of trial and error, and sometimes they start losing weight, which is a good thing. But what started off as a weight loss goal sometimes become an obsession. I'm not going to use the exact words because I don't want this video to get demonetized, but some people start to overdo the whole calorie counting thing and start restricting their diet way too much. They become overly fixated on chasing that next pound, which, as you know, is not healthy or sustainable. And as these people recover from their condition, they tend to overindulge because they had such crazy limitations to their diet. They blow up and now they swear vengeance on the big business of weight loss. This isn't the case for all body positive influencers, but it's a pretty reoccurring theme. Because Roy is a body positive influencer, he thinks he's perfectly healthy. He's transcended beyond the traditional thinking of fitness. After all, there are loads of other fitness-related goals besides weight loss, and Roy lists them out in one of his TikToks, such as having the energy to play with your dogs, hiking to see a waterfall, run to catch the bus, do daily tasks without pain, and live long enough to see a certain orange in prison. Now, you want to know how to make those tasks easier, Roy? Losing a little bit of weight. I'm sorry to say it, losing weight would help you achieve all those tasks, my guy. Losing weight would help ease the pain in your joints that are constantly screaming for help. But I'm not going to play dumb. I do get the point that he's trying to make. There are other facets to fitness other than just being slim. But if your goal is to make everyday tasks easier, I'm sorry to break it to you, bud. The solution's kind of straightforward. Just eat a little less without overdoing it, and just move more often. Now the question is it okay for a personal trainer to be fat? I personally have mixed feelings about this because for me, it's not a cut and dry answer. I wouldn't want someone to feel body shamed away from doing a professional if they're really good at it and they're passionate about it. If you can offer effective workouts and get results, shit, do your thing. But I gotta be honest with you, some people are gonna be turned off because upon first glance, people are gonna be wondering, if you can't get in shape yourself, how the fuck are you gonna help me? As a fat personal trainer, what's your motivation when you're pushing your clients? Give me another set so you don't look like me. That doesn't sound right.
Would you trust a fat personal trainer?
Heck no.
Why?
All right, at the end of the day, muscle size, muscle shape, that's something that can be a little bit out of your control, but everybody can control their body fat levels. So when I see somebody that can't control their body fat levels trying to get other people in shape or do stuff, then I'm like, all right, there's an issue here. Now, if they had come down from, let's say they were 500 pounds, and then you find out it's now they're at 250 and they're still working through things, okay, that might be a different scenario. But if the person has been that way and has stayed that way, at that point, I'm going to say you probably have some issues that you haven't resolved. And so I would prefer to have somebody who's a little bit more stable in resolving those issues working with me.
That guy said it perfectly. It's a loaded question because at the end of the day, you don't know that fat personal trainer's history. What if they started off at 300 pounds and started, steadily losing weight? And on top of that, losing weight can be very difficult for some people. Some people can lose weight just like that without even trying, while others have to fully commit to a whole lifestyle change for very minimal results. I knew this chick from high school, right? She was a grade or two younger than me. She was always on the chubbier side. She did cross country for 4 years. Still shaped like a brick oven by the end of senior year. Who knows, maybe she was stuffing her face with a Wendy's 4-for-4 at the end of every practice. I don't know. You never know what people went through to get to where they are right now. So take it easy on those thick trainers out there. Even me, because your boy got a dumpy back there. Unless said fitness trainer works at Planet Fitness. At that point, judge away because those motherfuckers give away pizza on Fridays, okay? Big red flag. I used to work with an overweight personal trainer back in the day. And let me tell you, This man knew his shit. He knew so many theories and facts about nutrition. He can tell you how to efficiently lose weight and put on muscle down to the science. But he was a thick boy, okay? He was a little chunky. The man loved to eat. I mean, who can blame him when we live in this fat-laden country we call America? You can argue that a trainer's body doesn't count because it's just the product that matters, right? But when you think about it, it kind of does. As a personal trainer, it does help to be in shape because you are essentially a walking billboard. The goal should not be to be a literal size of a walking billboard, okay? And that's the very reason why Roy says he doesn't work with clients that have weight loss goals. He doesn't want to deal with that because that's not his expertise. And for that, you know, I kind of respect him for it. He's found his niche in the fitness industry, okay? He's going to attract clients that don't care about weight loss goals. His clients are more than likely going to be working on their flexibility and just worried about being in a safe place where thick people can be thick in peace. And I'm going to include a video of what that looks like right up here. They look so happy. That sounds all fine and dandy, but this kind of content tends to reinforce or encourage bad habits, like this one. If you struggle, have a meal with me for a minute so you don't have to eat alone. This is in response to back to starving myself. Depression hitting hard right now, and I usually don't eat during this time. I'll watch you eat. Sir, some of your viewers aren't even eating with you, okay? They're doing quite the opposite. Whoever made this comment is probably going through something similar to what Roy did in his past. They're restricting their calories, then he or she might blow up, and boom, there you go, you have another body positive influencer. To sum things up, this personal trainer says it perfectly.
I don't even care if you bitch at me about this. Literally don't care. Not a given in the world. I was at the gym today, and you know what blows my mind? Personal trainers that are fat. I'm sorry. Call me fat phobic. Call me all that shit. You. A fat person training you, that's like a fucking football player trying to teach me how to hit a baseball.
Listen, I respect your opinions and choices. If you want to give money to personal trainers who are lean, I have PayPal. But as much as I could lean into this, it just doesn't sit right with me. A personal trainer with a high body fat percentage is not a football player teaching you how to hit a baseball. That implies they don't have expertise in their chosen field. In reality, it's more like a baseball coach teaching you how to hit a baseball. But the baseball coach has more body fat. Would you object to that? If someone has the knowledge and ability to help you hit your goals, you could argue that the way they look is entirely irrelevant. I used to train a lot of clients who wanted to build muscle. When I fell ill, I became very frail. And suddenly people mocked my muscle building advice because I was skinny. But my advice never changed. A personal trainer I know is always mocked for their weight by people who don't realize they are a literal powerlifter. Look, I've worked in the fitness industry my entire adult life. Even from a fat loss perspective, there are many personal trainers with thick skin levels of body fat who give terrible advice. And many of the best personal trainers I've ever known are people who struggle with their weight. Some of which very nearly didn't join the fitness industry at all because they were scared people wouldn't take them seriously because they didn't have a six-pack. Just like this video. So, I mean this respectfully. Please just off.
But what do you guys think? Do you think size matters? Size of the personal trainer, that is. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Profit out.